the Academy of Language Therapy and Life Coaching. Motivation and Mindset for Leadership. Issue and Session 70. Towers made of sand. Power is often either competence or arrogance. It is often not a means but an end, the result of a series of processes, day in and day out, where failure to do the right things on a regular basis is either incompetence or a lack of comprehension. When we ignore the plight of others around us, then we subject ourselves to live within the bonds of their turmoil and their disruptive patterns. The truth, once again, is that every man is responsible for everything that happens to everyone. To remain blind is a choice led by fear of the consequences of change. The fact is that risks of a relatively moderate size are absolutely essential. Hell is a place that you venture into one step at a time with misplaced confidence and unsightly ambition. Hell is the rejection of acceptance as a reasonable way of life. Hell is a mindset that you know enough to judge the nature of being, when the structure of existence should never be criticized too much, nor understood too little. It is avoided through honesty, or at least not lying. Understanding is just another choice that we have to make. Agreements require consideration and common sense. Contracts must have an implicit idea of help or assistance. Kind acts are the source of all that is beautiful. Harsh rules have their place in hard lives. The future is on the fringe. However, living on the edge causes us to react differently. Rebelliousness means leading others into somewhat uncharted territory. Understand what you have to do by acting with a measured tone and temperance. Principles. 1. An ability to control your temper blesses both a warrior and a leader. 2. Morality shows us how much people realize the downward spiral of negative consequences. 3. Fearlessness requires discipline, otherwise it becomes a monster. 4. Rules must be broken when it is ethically necessary. 5. Evil leads people to places that most good people could never imagine. 6. A good man is a dangerous man who is harmless to good people. 7. Each person must make themselves worthy of the attention that they receive. 8. Freedom is at best uplifting, but at its worst impractical. It will be necessary to, in the end, let go of the resentments that you hold. Revenge leads only to revenge. It is a vicious cycle of self-abuse and degradation. Self-esteem is usually ambiguous. Can you remain awake and aware enough to ensure that the worst of you does not come out when every day brings a new challenge? An elevated or more sophisticated knowing comes from a movement towards the worthwhile. The magnitude of the experience is linked to the magnitude of the goal. In simple terms, we must all aim to improve all of the things that are self-evidently not good or bring no positive influence. The truth is not as relative as it is absolute. The public seek yet defy direction. Crowds change behavior from the practical to the illogical or ill-defined. You always get your act together in private. You always have to choose between the reward and your conscience. Authority cannot exist without a need for authority, either given or inherited. But real leadership has its root in the value that is brought into each interaction. Just as your aim depends on what you value, what you receive depends on what you gave. The intentional and the unintentional will always matter. Life is nothing more than a story where your life goals are far more important than any perfunctory or otherwise irrelevant tasks. This is motivation and mindset for leadership. If you are interested in an online personal or professional development consultation, then please contact the Academy of Language Therapy and Life Coaching. Wherever you are, I wish you a fantastic day.